Senator has the floor.
Thank you, Mr. President. I ask that we pass this bill. Capitol Square is the ultimate public park in the Commonwealth of Virginia. Capitol Square and everything on it and in it should reflect the values of our Commonwealth. In addition to leading massive resistance, there's a lot more complicated to Harry Byrd's legacy. Michael Paul Williams wrote a column questioning whether we should put the Byrd statute in context. And after receiving a phone call from Fergie Reed, the first African American elected to this body since Reconstruction, came to the conclusion there was no context that could be placed on the statue on Capitol Square, the ultimate public park with public art, that could erase the pain that Harry Byrd and his legacy invokes for African American Virginians. Michael Paul Williams summed it up when he said, "The legacy of our ancestors' enslavement still resides in our DNA, sapping our mental and physical well-being. But none of us experienced that firsthand." Reed's generation and others born after him lived through the dehumanization that Byrd perpetuated and fought it. In addition to mass resistance, he was the architect of helping disenfranchise African American voters in Virginia. He called integration the gravest crisis since the war between the states. He vocalized the sex-based panic behind school segregation by saying, "What our people fear most is that by this close, intimate social contact, future generations will intermarry." He pronounced that law enforcement should be by the white people of this country. These are just a few of the things he believed. He was the architect and the face of massive resistance, not just in Virginia, but across this country. And as the senior senator from Fairfax said, we are still dealing with the aftermath of that, with unequal schools, inequity in our schools, inequity in our neighborhoods, inequity in every system we have in Virginia. And because we don't talk about it, and because we don't talk about the ugly parts of it, we didn't talk about it for so long, we glossed over it. We're still trying to figure out how to grapple with it. There are other places this statue can go and be put into context. But let me tell you, when I was an intern in this body in college, when I was an intern working for the first African American governor and walked past that statue every day, I knew I was his worst nightmare. I knew it. I know it now. I feel it every time I walk past it. I think about the damage he inflicted on this Commonwealth and on the African American community we are still trying to eradicate. He does not belong on the grounds of the ultimate public park in the Commonwealth of Virginia. Let's find somewhere else to put him and put the context there. Thank you, Mr. President.